Matt Day here with Parsons, Graham and Day. Occasionally I'm asked to speak at weddings, which is somewhat ironic given what I do as a divorce attorney. I normally am there at the end of the vows, not the beginning of the vows. But my advice to new couples, whether I'm speaking at a wedding or just talking to friends in general, is that from what I've seen, successful marriages, successful relationships between intimate partners really could come down to the 3 C's, right? Communication, compromise, and cuddles. And I don't mean in the explicit sense, I mean those simple contacts that we have throughout the day. So communication, compromise, cuddles, having actual contact, all right? At the end of the relationship, one of those C's basically just disappears entirely. But the other two can be the foundation of a successful co-parenting relationship after a divorce. Communication and compromise. Because when you separate, when you get divorced, it's not always going to be the emotionally filled, volatile situation in which most couples find themselves. The court's going to order you to get along, and they're going to order you to communicate and to compromise. Communication is putting your ideas into words, oral or written, in a manner that is palatable to the other party. So, for instance, if you know that the other party doesn't like to be told what to do, but will do things if asked to do them, we know that one of the keys to communicating with that other party is to make it a request. Now, if you're the party who doesn't like to be told what to do and prefers to be asked what to do, when you receive the request, if your instinct is to say no because it's your ex who's asking, it's the wrong instinct. We've got to shut that down and we've got to communicate better. If you think that what you're being asked to do is wrong, illegal, unethical, or contrary to your children's best interest, you say so in a polite way. Politeness costs you nothing. Manners cost you nothing. And they can actually decrease your costs into the future. So communicating in a polite, respectful, healthy way can actually decrease your costs going forward. The second C that remains is compromise. You're not going to get your way every time. Period. End of story. You didn't get your way every time when you were together as a couple. When you were married or just in a relationship, you weren't always getting your way. It was that simple. Now, you tolerated it because there were other aspects of the relationship that were beneficial, and so the compromise came maybe a little bit easier. And now we don't have those other aspects, and so the compromise is a little more difficult. However, if we learn to compromise, we learn to work together, we learn to try and meet in the middle, you're decreasing your costs. One of the costs that people don't talk about is the cost that it has on your children. Your children are watching you. They're watching your communication, they're watching your compromise, they're watching the way that you talk about the ex, the mom, the dad, the stepmom, the grandma, the grandpa. They're watching you. And if you can show them healthy communication, even though you're not together anymore, healthy compromise, even though you're not together anymore, the cost on your children goes down as well. You're less likely to produce children who are going to end up in the criminal adjudication system. You're less likely to produce children who are going to end up in custody cases when they're adults. So, compromise, communication, 2 of the 3 C's remain. And if you can effectively, politely implement those in your life, you're going to reduce your need for people like me. However, if you find yourself in a situation in which you aren't able to compromise or communicate, give us a call today at 918-307-1529. We'd be happy to assist you in creating orders that reduce the chaos and get you onto a new normal. For more information, you can also visit our website, www.pdtulsalaw.com.
The purpose of this video is to be informative and not to provide legal advice. For legal advice, call a law firm and speak to an attorney about your particular case. None of the information provided in here is meant to establish the attorney-client relationship between Parsons, Graham, Day and anyone watching this video.